Here, and it is Monday the 5th of March. Better make sure I've got my microphone on there. Thanks again for watching. High pressure is the story really of the coming days. This is the mean of the 500 millibar flow running from next Monday through to Thursday the 15th, so taking us through the middle of the month. The ECMWF is on the left, we've got the GFS on the right, and notice how both of them build this ridge of high pressure look through the British Isles. So high pressure is certainly there. However, watching this trough look out in the Atlantic, this strengthening trough here, and it's showing up on both models too. It'll be interesting to see what happens, because as this ridge pumps air northwards, warmer air northwards, if this trough gets cut off and comes down to the west of Spain, that could leave us with high pressure, but bringing more of an east to southeasterly flow across the British Isles and parts of France, with more unsettled conditions getting down across Spain again. And that would really be the signature for some blocking conditions building back in, and conditions going very dry once again across the British Isles. Now, this forecast has been flip-flopping over the last few days, and model guidance certainly has been, so I think at the moment we can't really draw a great deal from it. But let's look at the next couple of weeks. This is how things shape up on the North Atlantic Oscillation. It's in positive territory look until about the middle of the month. Then we go down to just above neutral levels. Now, this means that the westerly wind across the Atlantic is strong, but then it does fall back to become weaker. Although not necessarily weak, it's just back to near where you would expect it to be during that second half of the month. So from this we can draw that the flow generally, as far as the GFS is concerned, is hinted at staying westerly, certainly for the next couple of weeks or so. Okay, so how do things shape up on the Ensemble model? Well, this is the Ensemble model from the GFS. It's about the best at the moment to be using to give us an idea as to how things shape up over the next 10 to 14 days. Here's low pressure at the moment. Look off the eastern coast of the country, still bringing rain and cold weather across East Anglia and the southeast. Now, these go on in 12-hour steps. So we're going to go on to 6 o'clock in the morning. Here we are, the time's there in the top right hand corner. High pressure still in control, and still bits of rain around the southeastern corner as this area of low pressure clears away. Then we get into tomorrow evening and on to Wednesday morning, and you see how there's rain across Scotland, northwest England and Ireland then, but we drive down towards the south. And then by the time we get through to Thursday morning, high pressure is building in, and look, you can see how conditions in the south stay dry, but we've always got these outbreaks of rain affecting the north and the west of Scotland. And then heading into the weekend, while high pressure is still in control across the south, we will find some bits and pieces of rain just brushing through northern and western coasts of Scotland. But for most of us, look well into next week, it looks as if it is going to be staying dry. It'll be staying mild too with this southwesterly flow, and just these occasional spots of rain passing their way through the north and also through the west of Scotland. So overall, it looks like conditions are going to be staying generally on the dry side for many of us right the way through until the second third of the month. Now, it's pretty handy just to have a look at how the model also sees temperatures. This is the temperature prediction for London, and maximum temperatures are in red here. You can find these if you go down the left hand side of the screen to the Ensemble model, click on UK cities. Notice how these temperatures pick up as we head into this middle section of the month. So it's keeping things generally mild, and also the blue lines here show frost risk, and you see how the minimum temperatures overnight really just not getting there. So it looks as if the frost risk has virtually gone too, and very little rain. The green bar here showing us rain, and you see after we get through the next couple of days there's very little on the way. Compare that to Cardiff, very similar story, and also to Birmingham and to Manchester and also to Glasgow. But Glasgow does have more rain. It's this area that's closer to that rain across western and northern parts of Scotland. So in total then, let's have a look at the total amount of rainfall that we can expect over the coming days across the country. So that will be from today until the 13th of March. And look, you can see here, look, we're only expecting somewhere within the region of 5 to 15 millimetres for most of us, most around northern and western Scotland, where we could see up to 60 millimetres at times. But for many, it looks as if it stays dry. Temperatures going to be picking up, and as a consequence, ground temperatures will be increasing too, which I know will be welcome for many of you farmers out there. Also good news for the pilots and sailors amongst you who are watching too, because we'll be getting some reasonable west to southwesterly winds, never particularly very strong, although it may touch gale force at times across northern Scotland. It looks elsewhere as typically as if we're going to be seeing some pleasant conditions. So good news all the way, and you can support this site as always by clicking on the adverts that you see around it. If you see an advert you like, click on it and go through to the advertiser. So thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining. Bye for now.